Congressman, we understand that you've been requested to speak Monday night, opening night, at the Republican National Convention. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's really been an honor to be chosen to speak. I really wasn't expecting it, but sure, an opportunity of a lifetime, and looking forward to it.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been in Congress 19 months?
Right. I ran for Congress. I actually ran for office for the first time in 2010. I'm a general surgeon. I've been practicing medicine in the Upper Peninsula for the last 30 years. And frankly, I ran in 2010 because I was just so upset about what they were doing in Washington. Spending money we don't have, and saddling our children with trillions of dollars in debt. So I decided to run, and I got elected. So I'm working hard to allow our children to have the American dream too. I mean, I think I grew up poor in northern Michigan, and I was able to go to school and come back and live and work in northern Michigan. I want that same opportunity for our children and grandchildren, and that's why I ran for Congress. So
1 week before the national convention, you're a freshman, Congressman, and you've been asked to speak on the biggest platform, certainly of your career.
That's for sure.
And have you even started writing your speech yet? Do you know what it's going to be about?
No, I'm hoping to mention the fact that as a doctor, I think I've got insight into the healthcare problem, and I want to bring the values of northern Michigan to the convention. We have hard-working, diligent citizens up here, and I think that bringing those values of northern Michigan to the convention might be refreshing. I certainly haven't started working on the speech yet, though. I'm traveling the district, and I just found out actually 2 days ago, so I'm pretty excited myself to be able to go and work on the speech, and hope we don't mess it up.
Now you mentioned, as many mentioned, and it very probably is, that the number one issue with you right now is the economy, getting that under control.
It's like I said before, Dave. I want our children to be able to live and work in northern Michigan and not have to leave the state in order to find work. The unemployment in northern Michigan is double digits, and we need to get some policies in Washington that make some sense and allow the private sector to flourish. I mean, right now we're faced with overwhelming regulations by the federal government, uncertainty in the tax code, and increasing healthcare costs. These are things that I'm working on changing. We need to have some sensible regulations, a fairer, flatter tax code, and less expensive, patient-centered healthcare reforms.
Another thing you mentioned, and of course being in my business, I found it very interesting, and reading. You said you can read up to 2 hours a day the legislation, and you educate yourself. Let's take that one step farther if we can for just a second. Can you address the importance of reading for everybody, kids in school, older adults, to keep themselves informed? Tell me how important reading is to everybody.
Well, I've always been a reader. I started reading when I was very young, and I've always been a voracious reader. But in my job here now, it's particularly important because one of the reasons I ran, of course, was the fact that I couldn't believe that people were voting on legislation they didn't read or understand. And it's very important for citizens to have lots of sources of information. And they need to be reading the newspaper, reading online to find out what the news is, because sometimes if you don't get it from more than one source, you get a little bit of a twist in the news that doesn't make you as informed as you could be from getting it more than one source. So I think reading the newspaper, I end up having to read the Wall Street Journal every day to see what's going on in Washington and around the country. But you have to have a lot of sources of information, and it's a great thing for kids to go to the local library and read and check out books and buy books, and it's a great thing.
Last question, and I hope it's a fair one. I really do, and with respect. You mentioned you were semi-retired from being a physician. Just turned 60.
Yeah.
Your thoughts at this stage in your life, this age in your life, starting a new career, moving on to other things. Maybe that gives the rest of us some hope that we can go do other things too, but the bottom line is you're keeping active. and you're doing things that make a difference. Your thoughts on starting a new career at age, at your age?
Right. Well, it's exciting. Okay, and my wife and I are committed to this job. We're enjoying the job. It's a lot of work, but it's a real honor to be serving the U.S. House. I mean, sometimes I have to pinch myself to realize where I'm at and what I'm doing, and the honor of being selected for the convention. Certainly would never have imagined it 2 years ago that I'd be speaking at their National Republican Convention, and I encourage people to stay busy. I've tried a lot of different things in my life, and I think that pretty much if you work hard, you can do pretty much what you want to do. And my wife and I chose to take this challenge for a while, and I'm committed to doing a good job. I think I'm representing the people of Northern Michigan the way they would want to be represented, and it's truly a privilege to be there.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you one more question. Your thoughts on sitting in the same chairs, walking the same halls, same meeting rooms as the Jeffersons, the Hamiltons, the Lincolns, and on and on and on, Roosevelts, Kennedys?
Well, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, when you think about it, I got to preside over the House a few times, so I got to sit in the chair in the front of the House and just go, unbelievable. So it's just been a privilege to be there. And like you say, you turn a corner in the Capitol. I mean, I work in the Capitol. We have to go there to vote every day, and you're walking up to the building, and it's the place where I work. But then you realize who's been through those halls, and who's been on those steps, and even the people that you see every day. That the speaker and the leaders, and it's just amazing to be a part of it.